Tuesday, October 26, 2021. I'm gonna walk from this newscast on CBS Evening News, which is Channel 2, down to the street in New York because they say there's a northeaster. My Skydome is not displaying or throwing off as much weather pattern as what's displayed on the television. So I'm going to combine it with both. This is Nora O'Donnelly. Apparently she's from the nation's capital, which I'm assuming they mean Washington, D.C.
Female warriors heal.
This is the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin with the first nor'easter.
They say the nation's capital. They don't say the name of the capital, though.
Nor'easter of the season. It's a monster storm and getting more powerful by the hour as it barrels through New England overnight. Both New York and New Jersey remain under states of emergency tonight. Parts of New Jersey were swamped by more than 5 inches of rain just this morning. And state troopers, listen to this, they responded to nearly 200 accidents before noon. Thousands of homes and businesses have lost power, and it's expected to get even worse in the coming hours as the wind speeds increase to between 40 and 60 miles per hour.
Now, I was out today and I was doing weather pattern and water vortex and water flow visualization, like videos and cinematography, on my regular personal cell phone device. So I went out there on the street and I was capturing my version of this northeaster that's not necessarily named, just so this way it ties in, because this is being broadcast on October 26th, and the year is 2021.
Several flights were diverted from New York City's airports because of all that severe weather. So we'll get the latest on the track and time.
I have no way to confirm when and if FAA actually does these things, but FCC is the communication standard that they go off of supposedly here. I have no way of verifying that either, but that's what the other humans say.
Timing of the storm in just a moment, but CBS's Mola Lenghi is going to lead us off with his coverage from Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the winds are picking up there. Good evening, Mola.
Well, good evening, Nora. Yeah, the steady rain and wind has been pounding the Northeast all day long. In fact, just over the last 24 hours, there's been more rain in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area than those states receive on average in a given month.
Tens of millions of Americans feeling the impact of severe weather tonight. In the Northeast, the season's first nor'easter brought heavy rain and damaging winds, knocking down trees, flooding roads in New Jersey, and leaving...
Yeah, we didn't have today. There was not flooded roads like this, and we didn't have downed power lines or downed trees, even though it's considered a northeaster.
Leaving drivers stranded in New York City. Today, the Coast Guard confirms 45-year-old Lawrence Broderick was found dead after kayaking off the coast of Long Island. Police in one New Jersey town made more than a dozen water rescues from cars and flooded roads after the storm dropped nearly 5 inches of rain in some areas. Ahead of the storm, many feared a repeat of the deadly and devastating weather brought by the remnants of Hurricane Ida last month.
I'm a little worried because I got flooded in a couple of my properties, and if we lose it again, I'm going bankrupt.
This storm had already cut a path of destruction through the Midwest this weekend, with tornadoes decimating several towns in Illinois and Missouri.
The roofs and walls are down, and I mean, yeah, it's just a total massive destruction.
Also this week on the West Coast, a power storm dumped record-breaking rain, triggering mudslides and major flooding in California after 13 inches of rain fell in parts of the state. The storm, a small consolation for the parched western states. Tonight, the waterfalls at Yosemite roaring again after California's driest year. in nearly a century.
Now, they're not part of the northeast, so or I don't think they are. They're more like northwest or nor middle. I don't know. If we're gonna be like honest about it, the bottom label doesn't really fit the top picture. I've done that a few times myself without, I can't change it once it's on the TV.
Tomorrow is the wind, with wind gusts expected to reach up to 70 miles per hour, Nora.
Molalengi, thank you very much. Let's get forecast now from CBS's Lonnie Quinn. Hey there, Lonnie. So it looks like it's going to be a long night for some folks in New England.
Yeah, you betcha. I mean, look, thus far this storm has been all about rain. We're going to transition and talk more about the winds as we push into the late night hours. Take a look at your radar picture. The center of the circulation is still well offshore, but it's been spilling rain as far inland as Syracuse, New York. And we've had heavy bands of rain, anywhere from New York City up to Boston, putting out up to 5 inches of rain. From this point forward, though, we talk about the winds, because by the time you get to midnight, look at those winds that are blowing out there. Truro on Cape Cod has a 76-mile-per-hour wind gust, and at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, the winds have backed down, but they're not gone. Montauk to Cape Cod still having 51-mile-per-hour gusts. The problem there is you've got saturated ground. Even 51-mile-per-hour gusts can put over a tree when the ground is just not secure below it. Got to check in on that record-setting storm in California yesterday. Well, it's cleared California, and now it's making a move tonight with some...
Now this is severe storms on a Wednesday. He's reporting from New York City, but all of a sudden the whole map shifted and changed.
With some severe weather possible anywhere from Oklahoma City to Dallas. By tomorrow morning, it's into the Houston area. By tomorrow, say lunchtime, it's around New Orleans. Flooding rains, damaging winds, and I always hate, Nora, or I'm concerned about these storms that hold on to their intensity overnight. From Dallas to Houston, you're sleeping tonight while that storm is moving overhead. If you've got a weather radio, I encourage you really to keep that one turned.
Weather radio? I've never even heard of such a thing before. I didn't know that they even have one. I wouldn't know how to tune it, even if I had one. Where do you buy such a thing these days?
Turn down and stay tuned.
And where do you get the money to buy these
Wow,
instruments?
covering all of America. Thank you. Well, now to a major development tonight in the fight against COVID. Today, an FDA advisory panel gave a thumbs up to Pfizer's mini doses for children as young as 5. And if it clears the final hurdles, those first shots could be delivered late next week. Here's
This is
CBS's Jenna
disgusting. It's Duke University, no less. And they've got little children on there promoting just the safety of their clinical trial, right? Thanks for trying to sell Dad's career, kiddo, but I'm not buying it. I got weather issues going on, and Dad's bioengineered product's not top priority on my list at the moment. I gotta walk backwards because the pressure mount is so bad in this New York area. All right, so that's the news. And now watch this. This is where you humans really are amazing. I come out, and it's raining, but it's not like torrential pours. Cars are driving. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. There's not like 5 feet of water out there. It's not raining that hard. It hasn't been raining for that long. Why is this light not going on? So, if I walk out street level, and this is what happens with truth and advertising and truth and reporting. Sometimes they make it seem like the entire Northeast, but this is just, you can see it's not even, I'm lucky, it's not even accumulating. And right now it's still the same October 26th as it is in Washington, D.C. And it's 6:48 p.m. We're on the Northeast coast, so it should be the same timing mechanic. I just don't have the same amount of weather pattern as they're experiencing or reporting on the news. So I don't know, when they say live, are they like documenting past storms and then like just, like pawning them off like they're still current? Because that's what it feels like. because from like an actual weather standpoint, and that's where they get in trouble with those live cameras. Like this was earlier, my corner. It has since gone down in water depth all the way around. It's hard to see, but earlier today, the water over here was up higher. It's all gone away. I mean, the drainage, we're fortunate in this portion of Queens. It's not called aeration. It's not called filtration either. Something to do with percolation, perforation, percolation, and something else. But it has to do with quality of the earth or the texture of the granulate composite. And then how quickly the water finds its way through down to whatever the grade is that's supposed to go to. But I'm fortunate in this area of Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361, that it normally does not flood like I see on the television news. It, for the most part, if it does do like a minor at the corners, usually it dissipates within a few hours. It's not like stagnant water sits for days. We're very fortunate. But the thing is that one has nothing to do with the other as far as me still needing DEP and the state and DWS to come in. I have not smelt the, by the sense of olfactory, by smelling through the cribiform plate up at the top of the cradle. I have not smelt or olfactory has not picked up on the scent of rotten eggs for several consistent days. So I thank whoever took care of that or whatever they did in order to change that. I don't know how that works. If that's like an overnight crew thing while everybody's sleeping, because I wake up sometimes and there's graffiti on the streets, but it's survey graffiti, like geological survey type markings, which I don't know how or who those fellas are in hired whatever, helpful people in the city. I don't know what their ground crews are called or how they find them for employment, but the DEP part was the smell was coming through the grate, and it was more of, it was not a problem with drainage, like a customer complaining that like nobody was coming to dig out the sewers. No, it really smelled like a chemical attack. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it was over, but that's what it smelled like. But luckily it's October 25th, 2021, and the smell has dissipated. If it returns, I will make note of it, but hopefully it won't, because it's the type of thing that's really, really dangerous for your lungs. So I'm at Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is Broken, star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. And I just wanted to show the difference between the weather pattern outside and what the news is reporting, which is slightly different. It doesn't mean that that level of water doesn't exist in the Northeast somewhere. It just did not hit my particular zip code in weather patterning the same as it has perhaps for others, but there's no way for me to verify. I don't have numbers to FCC. I don't have numbers to FAA to check on the accuracy and the truth in reporting. So whatever comes through the television is assumed that somebody already screened the media that was coming through, and then that's what's really real. I have no way of vetting that or verifying that. I've been left out of that level of communication and confirmation. I've been at effect of whatever comes through that silly machine, if I'm even aware enough or in the room to catch on to it, which is not always the case either. So it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361, and it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.